Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Nick, and welcome back to Nick's Garage. In today's video, I'll be showing you around my craziest purchase yet from Copart. It's an '09 BMW 335i hardtop convertible with the rare 6-speed manual and the Le Mans blue. Gosh, I love this color. So yeah, this might quite frankly be the rarest, cheapest, and lowest mileage BMW E93 in America. And I am so thrilled to take you guys around. Stay tuned.
Okay, so as I promised earlier in the video, I was going to show you some of the photos that I saw when I bought the car. So as I mentioned earlier, the final bid on this car was $1,500. I bought it back in 2021. I think that's October 28th. And yeah, it is a water flood car. And yeah, when I bought the car, I had zero idea of how many miles the car has. As you can see right here, the auction listed as 0 miles, and that was a really nice surprise finding out that the car only had 14,000 miles. As we go down, I'll show you some of the photos, and yeah, you can see the stock headlights. I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, but I had to end up taking the headlights apart since they were just completely flooded. You can see right here that water got inside and fogged them up, and it destroyed all the electronics in there. So I ended up rebuilding them and also putting those cool LED angel eyes. I'm super stoked with how those turned out. But yeah, you can see 0 miles. It is a non-running car. I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone tried starting it, considering that it was completely dead. Here's some more photos from the outside. Again, super damp, super wet. Same with the inside. You probably can't tell as well in this photo, but you can definitely see here all the moisture and how dirty this entire car was when I first got it. And actually, when I saw the auction photos, I thought this car had a beige interior, and I didn't even know that it was gray until I got it. So that was also a nice surprise too, to find out that it was a gray car and it wasn't a beige interior. You can see the engine looked super clean, which I was happy to see that. And yeah, here's the odometer. You can see it was completely dead, nothing lighted up. You can see the mud and all the mold and all the disgusting stuff. Yeah, the water got super high up. And here's the water line. Pretty much went to the roof. And I can understand why everyone thought I was crazy when I bought this car. And I told them, you know what? It's $1,500. If the car is just hydro locked and I can't do anything with it, I can at least sell the body parts because the car looked really good. And I'm always like, I can make my money back selling the front bumpers, the rear bumpers, the door, the trunk, and all the other body parts because I knew this car was worth more in parts than $1,500. So that's why I didn't feel bad bidding for it. But um, all my family members and friends, they were like, "You are insane. You're never gonna get this car running, and you're always gonna have issues with it. It's always gonna break down on you. It's a BMW. Why would you buy a 335i?" But yeah, I mean, I was able to put it back together, and it's actually ended up being the most reliable car I've had. I hadn't had anything except like the tires popping, which is not even the car's fault, break on me. Fingers crossed that it doesn't break anytime soon, but other than just the ECU modules that I replaced, the car has been rock solid since. So yeah, even if it looks scary and intimidating, I didn't care. I was like, for 1,500 bucks, I'll take the risk and see what comes out of it. And you can see, you might not even think it's the same car, but trust me, it's the same car. You can see more mold, or not mold, more dirt. I wouldn't be surprised if this car was somehow stuck underneath a lake or something crazy. Like, how do you get this much water in this car? Like, this car must have been like submerged into a lake or something. I don't know. I find it really hard to believe that it flooded all the way to the roof. Maybe someone accidentally drove it off a cliff or something. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happened to this car before I bought it, but I can just tell you that there was a lot of water, a lot of mud, and I was glad I was able to save the interior just by cleaning it up because it was still like freshly flooded, if that makes sense. So there wasn't like any mold yet, so I was able to just clean it up, and yeah, it came out really nice. It doesn't smell like water anymore. It smells really good. It smells like any other used 335i. And yeah, I did also promise I'll show you some of the photos of me fixing the car. So I didn't take many. I found out I've only had 3 of it, and they were like the same night I got it. So here's the car up on the lift. Here is me putting the dehumidifier the same night I got the car. I thought, you know what? It doesn't hurt. And I know it sounds silly, but I can try to get some of the moisture out. And here is the last photo. You can just see how much water and dirt and mess just got up front. I took the front bumper off just so I can take the headlights off so I can tear them apart and rebuild them. And yeah, you could see how much dirt and crap just got up in here. So I was glad I was able to remove all the body panels and just clean it up and make sure there was no more residual like flood mess. So yeah, the car cleaned up nicely. It's been the most reliable car that I've had so far, minus the front tires popping, which that's not even the car's fault. So fingers crossed that it's going to be reliable and I'll have many more thousands of miles of fun with it.
So here she is in all her glory. This is not your regular BMW E93. If you guys could see from the front and rear bumper, you'd be correct. This is an M Performance 335i. And here, I'll actually pop the hood and show you the engine real quick, and I'll get into the story of how I got this car and what was wrong with it and how it's been to me so far. So yeah, here's the motor. As you can see, it has the BMW Performance Power Kit. Didn't even know that this was a rare option on this car, but yeah, there she is. So this car, believe it or not, has only 18,000 miles. And I got it from Copart, sight unseen. And yeah, I really wish that I had my phone recording so I can show you guys what was exactly wrong with it and what I had to go through to get this car back on the road. But pretty much the entire car, and I mean the entire car, was a swimming pool. The water got up all the way up to the roof. You can even see some of the splash marks left from the flood. But no, this car, when I first bought it and opened the door, it was just a complete swimming pool. Water was coming out. I did the first oil change on the car, and as soon as I took the oil drain pan out, or the oil drain bolt from the pan, excuse me, there was just water coming out, and I genuinely thought that this car was toast. But it turns out that the engine and transmission and all the mechanical components, including the convertible top, was all right. All it was just the electronics, and the interior was just soaked with water. So I pretty much spent the entire winter break last year, took all the seats out, took the carpet out, and took out all the electronics. And I was actually able to save the seats and the carpet. So the entire interior on this car is original with the car. I had to reprogram and change out almost all the modules. The only computer module that's stocked to the car is the instrument cluster and the convertible top module. Everything else, including the radio and the iDrive, completely trashed. So I went through pull apart and was able to get different modules from different BMWs, and I was able to reprogram them back in, and I got this car back to 100% fully working condition. And yeah, I was able to put on, so I bought the car with 14,000 miles, and I put 4,000 miles since I've owned it, and so far nothing has broken on it, and fingers crossed on this, but nothing has broken mechanically on it. Mechanically, it is top notch. It drives great. The only thing that has broken where it left me stranded was these stupid run flat tires. These Bridgestone, whatever they're called, these run flats, change those out. They're complete dog crap. Complete dog crap. But no, walking around, the car pretty much looks like new, because this pretty much is a new car. And I don't know if I spoiled it before in the video, but take a guess. This car, I bought it for $1,500. Yup, you've heard that right. $1,500 for a BMW 335i hardtop manual, and it only has 18,000 miles on it. So this was a steal of a deal. But also, I also didn't know that if the engine and transmission were fine. Luckily, it was just the electronics, and I was able to program them out myself and redo them. But yeah, enough about me talking. Let me show you around the interior a little bit and some of the mods that I've done to the car since I've owned it. So yeah, this blue with gray looks amazing. So, as I mentioned, the iDrive system was completely busted, so I went ahead and I replaced the radio, put a new iDrive screen in, and I actually upgraded it so it has the Android Auto maps on here. I'll show it to you guys real quick. There you go. Yep, you can hook up your CarPlay, Android Auto, got that set up in there. I think it's gonna disconnect my phone right now as it connects, so the video, yep, just as I said it actually disconnected my phone and it paused the video. But yeah, I can promise you that the touchscreen does work. You can connect your phone to it. It also works with CarPlay. But outside of the screen, the other mod I did is I got this Alcantara wrapped dashboard panel, and I also had the steering wheel also Alcantara wrapped. And I'll just say, I love the way that it came out. I did this myself, and I got these from a website online, and I'm very happy with how the Alcantara stitching came out. Also got a new M gear knob on this. Just makes, I don't know, makes it look classy. So yeah, to everyone's surprise, nobody believed me that I was able to get this car back on the road. As you can see, absolutely no warning lights. When I first got the car, this was just a disaster. There was a whole Christmas tree of lights of everything just being broken. Luckily, and I mean I am very grateful, that the engine and the transmission on this car were A-okay. You just needed an oil change, and I just had to change out the control modules. The hardest part actually of the rebuild was getting these seats out. Since these are power seats and they were stuck, I couldn't move them back and forward, so I had to jerry rig a little hook it up to a power drill and use the power drill to manually move it forwards and backwards. But yeah, right now the car is completely fixed. Doesn't smell like flood. Everything works as it should, minus the stock navigation, but nobody has to know about that. No more lights on the dashboard, and no, she purrs. She drives amazing. Let me actually give you guys a sound on the exhaust, since the M exhaust sounds amazing. She even backfires. And nope, I don't think this car is tuned. It should have the stock BMW tune on it. I'll give you guys another listen to the exhaust. Ooh, this sounds amazing. I'm not trying to see if I can leave you guys down here so you guys can hear the exhaust on this bad boy. I'm not sure how well the camera picked up the exhaust, but trust me, it sounds absolutely phenomenal. I love this car. For this car being $1,500, it came out amazing. It literally is a brand new car. So just to kind of give you guys a kind of a total up of how much everything costed, out the door from Copart, it was $1,500. I paid about $500 to get the car shipped to my house. So we're at $2,000, and then I spent around $500, something around that, to get all the control modules. The biggest thing, or the biggest cost, was just the time of tearing apart the entire interior, taking the seats out, taking the carpet out. I'm gonna see if I can find some photos of the interior when it was stripped, because this car was stripped down to like the bare chassis. You could see the body of the car, like the chassis, because this entire center console, this dashboard, everything had to come out so I can clean it and make sure there was no water and no rust. But no, let me see if I can take you guys out on a quick spin. I know it's kind of hard to drive the car with just one hand, because it's also a stick shift, and I still gotta steer and hold the phone too. I think I forgot to close the trunk. Oh well. But no, I'm happy to get the car fixed. Let me actually close the trunk real quick and we can go for a quick spin. In terms of performance, this car is completely stock, as I mentioned. It makes around 300 horsepower, I believe, 295 pound-feet of torque. And my plans for this car is just to enjoy it, drive it more, and maybe get some new rims, get some blacked out rims, do a chrome delete, maybe I will do a stage 1 tune, an MHD flash, bump up the horsepower a little bit. But even the way it is stock, it makes plenty of power, and it's always just a breeze to drive. It's not that fun when it's cold outside and it's 32 outside, so I'm not gonna try to go too fast. Gosh, just the way the car handles and steers is just out of this world. When those twin turbos kick in, gosh, this car feels like it's gonna take off. But no, if you guys would like some videos of me showing you how to reprogram modules on BMW vehicles, let me know. Hit me up in the comments and I'll be more than happy to give you guys a walk around of some of the tools I used to reprogram this car. And whenever I start making some mods to this car, I'll definitely hit up a few more videos. I think it'll be pretty fun to change out the rims and, you know, kit it out a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy. I want to keep the stock look because I really do like the way the car looks, and I'm not even sure if I really want to do a chrome delete because I honestly don't mind the way the car looks. I think it just looks amazing. But I wouldn't mind getting a nicer set of rims and maybe giving it a stage 1 tune. I don't want to go too crazy with it since I love the car, and this is honestly one of those cars that I want to keep on the road for as long as possible. But no, that's as much as I got on this car. I really wish I had my camera out rolling and to do a whole YouTube series of me rebuilding this car, because yeah, this car from start to finish, since I got it, it took me around 6 months to put everything back together and be able to drive it and enjoy it. So yeah, the entire rebuild process took around 6 months. So that would have been a great series, and I feel like an idiot for not filming it. But I'm glad that I can at least show you the car completely finished. And yeah, I'll try to add some photos of what the car looked like on the Copart auction, as well as some of the photos I had that I took while I was stripping the interior apart. But yeah guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment, share it to your friends. I'm trying to start an amazing YouTube channel here, and I want to get some more cool projects to work on, and hopefully I'll have more content coming out soon. Stay tuned. I'll be dropping a lot more videos. Thanks guys. Enjoy. Have a good day. Bye.